Okay.
That's the gist of it. He has no problem with you having your army stay in his cavern to Araj. I think I have one of those pictures I'll send here. But they're not allowed in the tower. You can use the tower. This is the cavern around Araj.
Okay.
This is the actual tower.
Oh
So,
yeah, I remember that from 2 weeks ago.
so what you guys will need to decide is first, what forces you're taking with you, if any. Here is the Underdark map. If you zoom in, you can see where the party is. And you can also see some points on there that have the known or general location of objects you need. Some of the objects you need don't have known locations. You'll have to find those on your own.
Hmm.
As I understood it, it was your intention to go to the closest, which is a known purple worm nest.
Yep.
Yep, that
What
was.
are they just from?
Try to be sneaky about it this time.
I missed that question, Dronka.
It was like just where we came from in the
Well,
worm rankings.
More or less.
it is in the worm writhings,
Okay.
but the worm writhings is essentially where worms travel. You encountered a worm that was traveling and hunting. This is slightly different. This is one of their nests where they lay their eggs and care for their eggs. And there's usually some numerous worms. Given the situation that you guys ran into with one worm, kick down the door and start swinging is probably not the best approach, but it might work for you guys.
That's my favorite approach.
You guys need one unhatched egg.
I'm just gonna go in there as Earth Elemental underground, put my arms up, pick up the egg, and then bring it back.
So I'm not good at being sneaky. So are we going to go find the nest and then you'll go in, or are we all trying to follow you in so that we've got backup?
I'd say that we all go try to follow or find at least the nest. I think it'd be still a good idea to bring. We'll have to consult with the others when they get here, but I believe it'd be wise to have scouts with us, and at least kind of send them and agile ahead of us.
No, I figured as much. I just wanted to be on the same page.
And
I feel
then,
like maybe I had too much to drink last night.
well, you were fine. You didn't make a fool of yourself.
So you guys are taking how many? I believe you had. I don't remember the exact number you had.
I don't
I know
have the I don't have the list of troops.
I know you lost one.
We lost one. Yeah, one from. Who were they? We lose from? I think it's from the Zentar. No, yes, Zentarum. I think we lost a guy from there. I could be wrong.
Let's see. I believe it was the Zentarum as well, but there's nothing in the notes about it. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was a guy from Zentarum, but I don't remember his role or anything.
So all I will need to know is what you guys are planning to take. You're looking at maybe a 10 to 12 day walk to the known location of the worm nursery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because we have to get the beholder eye and we only know where one beholder is, I think it'd be a good idea to kind of send our army marching that way, and then we'll have to like meet them at a spot before they go in so that they can hold off the subjects. At least that was my suggestion last week, but I don't know how. I don't know if that was on point with everybody else.
Okay. Well, you guys are the ones who are here. So if you desire to send the army heading in that direction, that is something you can do.
The only thing I kind of have a bit of a thing on, I'm curious on, is if the beholder pretty much kind of knows the dealings of what's going on in the Underdark. If he detects the army coming this way, is he going to assume that we're going to stab him in the back and respond accordingly, or
Yeah, I don't know.
because
I don't know how.
because that spirit's only concern is that if she comes in demanding the safe return of her family and tries to challenge the beholder, and the beholder like presents her with the dead bodies of her husband and son.
I see your point. Well, we could go in there alone and try and fight them alone, and then maybe have to fight the followers as well. But it could be a risk that we're gonna have to take.
Yeah. I mean that's the kind of the whole reason I'm kind of, you know, just I wouldn't mind sending the troops off to, kind of camp out, but the thing is that I'm just kind of concerned that, the beholder's going to notice this troop activity and put two and two together, and
Yeah,
you
I
know
see what you're saying.
I'm just thinking it might be might not be a bad idea if the troops are going to come, knocking on his door, that we're at least there with them. So
Well, then we could go there first if you want.
no, we're right next to the purple worm egg nest. We might as well go ahead and get that one out of the way.
Well, I don't really want to bring all of our troops into the.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that on that too.
Yeah.
To my
So
understanding, it's
we
just yeah. Go ahead.
no. So I think we just take a handful and then leave the rest behind. We can come back for them after.
That's the only thing is that we're kind of in a time crunch.
Well, the whole thing is,
But
to my understanding, Spirit's husband and son are being otherwise well cared for by the beholder. She doesn't like them being under his thrall, but is so far and insofar as safe as they can be, they're at least relatively safe, where they are. And they can take care of themselves, you know, to my, yeah, at least they're still in relatively good health, and they have been. It's just that if we try to show our hand too soon, that's when it may come back to bite us. I just want to make sure, hey, we're basically playing a giant poker game. We don't want to reveal our hand too soon.
yeah. And I don't really want to go into the worm writhing and then, because that's 10, 12 days to get to the nest and then have to come back for the army and then go, because that's an extra 10 days that we're kind of wasting.
Yeah.
20.
I was thinking
Actually.
20, yeah. Yeah, because
Okay,
then we have to go back again, so that's a lot. That's a long time to waste.
Yeah.
So even if we could send them not all the way to the beholder, but like maybe to an outpost that's nearby or something. Oops.
Have them go and then set up an outpost.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have a question, Dronga? I'm sorry.
No, it was just where was the beholder again? I don't remember exactly where it was.
Right there.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That was what I was assuming.
And then we eventually have to make our way back to Menzo Baronzon?
Yes.
Drop off the
Yeah.
black cart?
Well, so what you need to do is you need to travel and obtain the following things. I'm going to use markers. unhatched purple worm egg here. Or, again, these aren't the only places. This is the one he knows of. He did research to help. You're going to need a beholder eye, 6 angel feathers. Somewhere in this entire area, you're going to need to find the heart of a Garistro and 10 mask, 12, I believe it was, 10 mask mushrooms, which should be in the area of a Garistro. And lastly, you're going to need the grimoires and notes of Gromf Bainray before bringing all of that back to Araj here. And then you will need to travel back to Menzo Baranzan. He has some, he believes he'll be able to send his apprentice with you. Once you obtain everything and you're traveling back to Menzo Baranzan to essentially lure everything, then you will probably get more aid from him than when you're going in to steal the stuff. So that is essentially what he needs from you.
Hey, does anyone know if there's a way that we could travel faster? Like, I know some wizards have like some fancy circles and they teleport all over the place.
I actually
And-
might have something.
I have the
Really?
ability to shadow step, but that's a one-person thing. I can't take
I-
anyone with me.
Can't remember what level I get that at.
Teleportation circle?
No, it's like the tree going between trees.
Right.
Tree walk?
Yeah, tree walk.
I know that I believe it is wind walk is one that you may want to look at.
Yeah. Do you
I
have
only say that
wind? Because that turns us into like little misty clouds and we can move like 300 feet per 6 seconds. It's like a stupid amount.
my I know another druid who uses it a lot.
But the tree walk actually, I don't think it's actually that
You'd
far.
have to, you'd
far
have
as
to
I think.
also know the tree
I
that
have to-
you're going
Yeah, I have
to.
to know the tree.
Wind walk is a level 6 spell.
I do not have that then. Because I only have level 5 spells.
Teleportation circle is a level 5 spell, but it's I believe a wizard only spell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't cast that.
Teleportation circle is bard, sorcerer, wizard. Which
Tree
makes
stride, that's what I was thinking of. It's level 5. 500 feet between trees. If there's a lot of if Zerkwoods count as trees,
they do.
then basically any Zerkwood that I've passed. But I have to wait. Do I have to like?
Is it 500 feet? I'm pretty sure you can teleport to any tree that you
It's
know.
500 feet.
I think they budget. Live.
Hmm. Oh no, she uses teleport. Not true.
Let me check Adrian Nix.
Doesn't it say that you have to know the tree?
I think I might be thinking of a different thing. Hold
Both-
on.
It just says you gain the ability to enter a tree and move from inside it to inside another tree of the same kind within 500 feet. Both trees must be living and at least the same size as you. You must use 5 medium movement to go into the tree. You instantly know the location of all other trees of the same kind within 500 feet. And as part of your move used to enter the tree, can either pass into one of those trees or step out of the tree you're in. You appear in a spot of your choice within 5 feet of the destination tree using 5 feet of movement. You have no movement left, using blah blah. You can use the transportation ability once per round for the duration. You must end each turn outside a tree. So no, I don't have to know the tree, just goes. But
But how
doesn't
many
say
take with that?
doesn't it just for ranges on self, so I don't know if I can actually take anybody
Yeah.
with me. I don't think it just says you gain the ability. Doesn't say you and any creatures you choose, so I'm assuming it's
Yeah.
just for me.
Yeah, it's more so like if we're in a fight and you're in a forest or something, you could go, aha, I stab you. Bye.
Yep. See you
How
later.
People can we fit in the bag of holding?
We would suffocate.
You'd
That's-
suffocate within 10 minutes,
Yeah,
and then that's divided by how many creatures are in there.
Teleportation Circle is going to be your best bet.
That's the
Yep.
best bet. And
Yep.
that's
Okay, so back to my original question. Do we know any wizards who could teleport us there back?
So
Could we
here's how
hire
teleportation
one?
circles work. So teleportation circles may help you. Couple things. One, you need a bard, sorcerer, or a wizard who has it. He did just level up, so Adrian Nix may have taken it. That having been said, here's some things to be aware of. If you are attempting to teleport into an area that is suffused with phase res in the Underdark, it requires a saving throw. If you fail, you take some damage and the spell fails. Even if you succeed, that you can have a mishap, depending on how familiar you are with the location. If you're teleporting, teleportation circle is not as freewheeling as teleportation. You can't just go from point A to point B. It's more like from drawn circle to drawn circle. So you couldn't
Yeah,
teleport.
No, but I'm saying like if we hired a wizard or if we found somebody who could find another knew of another teleportation circle and get us from that one to that one. But
the bag can only hold up to 500 pounds too, so I don't think that would work.
nope. I'm a big chunk of that.
Yeah.
Well,
Hold on, how much do I weigh?
I know Mal said it was,
I know I just got back from scouting, but what about Gerlax?
Mm. Yeah,
I
he
mean,
could help
I
us.
don't know how we could reach out to him, but I wonder if he could, assist in.
I don't think I get sending.
No, I think that's another bard.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think I get it.
I would think that perhaps
Nope.
our wizard friend here, our patron, would perhaps be able to reach out for us on that behalf, maybe.
Maybe.
you're trying to get him to do what now?
Well,
Who else? We had to warn somebody else too. I can't remember who that was though.
like general help, like so transportation, perhaps. Perhaps he just shows up with angel's feathers. I don't know. It's
Actually,
Yeah,
hold
but
on a
he would
little
probably want something for that.
I mean, I did not work for him for long, but he is a very resourceful elf.
Drow.
The drows are elf.
Know that, but they like to be called drow.
let's see.
Sorry for disrespecting this drow, I guess.
Well, what do you think I am?
Dwarf.
No, wrong. Try again.
Where
Yeah,
But you're a
thank
dwarf.
you. I am not
Okay.
just a dwarf.
What am I?
To be fair, I don't know exactly what line of tabaxi you are.
Yeah,
I thought
doesn't
you
That's
were.
matter.
never been discussed.
It's fine.
I thought you were a tabby tabaxi.
You're right. Yes. But the point is, anyways, this is semantics.
No, yeah.
I'm thinking Jarlaxle kind of put us on this line anyway, right?
Hmm.
At the least, do we need to go and get Grom's note? I would not be surprised if Jarlaxle, who's based out of Menzel Baronzon, would have a source that could get in and collect those notes.
Well, it would be his book, but yeah.
Yeah, Grimoire, yes.
Let me double check. When does?
Well, it's a good point that Jarlaxle's the one who wants us to try and make sure that we solve this problem, so that he might be more than willing to help us find all the things we need.
In fact, there should be many allies we could call upon, considering we are talking about saving the world. At least within the Underdark. I don't know. Where was I'm forgetting the name right now. With the gnomes, not Gracklestug.
Langdon Stone.
Yeah, where was that?
Right. It's like
It's not Ian.
it's really
We're
close
like-
to where we are.
If we had to warn, who else did we have to warn? We had to warn somebody of something too. Somebody was coming. I don't remember who it
I mean, I
was.
guess telling Grack or Galtogrim would be good, but
Yeah, I think it was Grim.
Just a dumb question. Our followers in our army and stuff, they're only level 1, right?
No.
No. Okay.
Depends on the specific followers. Some are higher, some are a lot higher. I think I don't have it in front of me. I could pull it up for you if you're authentically curious. But I believe, for example, the Order of the Gauntlet sent you some knights or equivalent, which is challenge rating 5 or 6, actually.
Okay, because I never created a character sheet for her, but the follower I had for Spirit, Anisa, I conceptualized her as a cleric. And I was just looking it up. Clerics get Descending Spell, but they get that as a 3rd level spell, so the earliest she would be able to get it was level 5. And I was like, oh, that might not be something we could use if that's the case.
It isn't, but if
Okay.
you need to negotiate, if you guys are looking for a different route to places, you can negotiate with Vizirin. He is more than happy to aid you in getting the things he needs within reason. The question is, what is your plan? Teleportation is not frequently used in the Underdark. Maybe Teleportation Circle is in rare cases, but teleportation itself is definitely not trusted very much because it can really, really go awry.
I guess my question is, where's the closest teleportation circle to the Neverlight Grove?
we wouldn't know.
Neverlight
Yeah.
Grove probably wouldn't even have one.
It
Yeah,
wouldn't.
that's the problem.
I wouldn't be
I-
surprised. Close.
So
Galtogrim.
I can technically, like theoretically, go about 5,000 feet in 1 minute. Theoretically, with tree stride. I'd have to rest because I don't have it prepared. But I don't know how far how far that is on this map, scale wise. But
I can
But-
tell you if you are looking for distances.
Yep.
So for distances, all right. So
that's a
Let's,
5th level spell, and I can only cast that twice.
let's use Blingden Stone, hypothetically. Travel times from Blingden Stone to Neverlight Grove. From Blingden Stone to Neverlight Grove is 16 days. That's at roughly 4 to 6 miles, assuming you're not going to go fast. But it's assumed 6 miles a day. So if you just do the basic math of 6 times 16 using a handy dandy calculator, you look at about 100 miles. That's of course travel time, not straight line distance. That's through caverns and things like that. Blah blah blah.
What is that in feet? 100 miles. 100
I was
miles.
just thinking that.
I was like, what the fuck? I don't know.
I was like,
how else.
conversion.
Google that for you.
84,480.
Oh,
84,000.
84, Jesus.
So I can technically only go like 10,000 a day. That's not okay. That doesn't work.
8 days, shaving off 4 days, but like,
You could do more than that in a day, but not because that's using your spells. And
Let's
then
use
there's
my
ritual
spells. I
walk.
can only cast 2. I can only cast that twice a day. So I can jump for 2 minutes. That's 10,000 feet. But then I would need a long rest to get my stuff back. And I can't just go for 2 minutes, then take 8 hours of sleep, and then go another 2 minutes, and then take 8 hours of
You can only
sleep.
take one long rest per day.
Yeah, exactly. See, so
I mean, you
twice a
you
day.
could literally walk literally walk probably 20,
But I'd be
30,000
on.
a day.
Pardon?
You could probably walk 20 or 30,000 feet a day on top of the
Probably.
Well, let's do this. I'm gonna
Again,
go
he's only
off this assumption that we are not getting Mal tonight. He might have a problem that ballooned out of control. Do you guys want to actually run a recorded game, or do you want to discuss it? Like, as in, do you want to start playing, or do you guys want to stay here at Araj? Again, I'm not leaving. I'm just asking you. I don't want you to feel like your game's being just wasted. It's your game. I've just run it for you. Do you want to stay here at Araj and look at maybe doing a planning session, or do you want to actually, make a plan to start traveling today? What can I do to make?
I think we should try to make a plan to contact a couple people, like Jarlaxle and somebody else.
Sounds good to me if everybody's
Yeah.
okay with it.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I do think
Gotham.
we use it as a plan.
Okay, so contact
Oh yeah.
contact Jarlaxle and do what? I'm gonna kind of guide the conversation in a productive manner.
Mm-hmm.
How can he help in general?
if
How can he help us? Like, share openly the information that we have? And is there anything he can do to help?
like
in
any
terms-
information on another beholder or like other materials that we can get somewhere else.
So
Perhaps. Or if he has demon blood, demon lord
Right.
blood
Sure.
would be helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Or knows
literally
somebody that can get it easily.
just help in any one of the things on the list, like that would be even tremendous, right? Like that just
Yeah.
shaves off a couple.
And we
Or
should see if they
multiple
can send a sending spell to Gauntlgrim to warn them that Frazer Blue is not dead. That's what I was
Yeah.
saying.
Right.
Fuck. That was a fucking mind fuck last time I
Yeah.
found that out.
Yep. Is there anybody in our army that can cast the sending spell?
you have numerous druids, a couple priests, clerics. You could send that type of message. In terms of Jarlaxle,
Yeah, because
that's
it's only
really
a level
not.
3 spell. Sorry.
Yeah, the general knowledge is probably not going to be something that he is going to be able to just rattle off to you. He can start to try and gather it, but knowing the location of a beholder, a purple worm nest, things like that aren't going to be things that you just find out. He's going to have to send out scouting parties just like you would.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Jarlaxle would probably be best to help to us in Menzo Barons and trying to maybe secure that that diary.
Yeah,
That's
especially
also-
seeing as that is probably our last stop. Discuss.
Yeah, so he can kind of do the footwork for us before we get there.
Yeah. Maybe at least find a way for us to get in and out.
I would
We-
wager that your best bet in calling in favors. Well, let's look at Blingden Stone. You may be able to call in a favor there. Gauntlgrim, probably call in a favor there. Gracklestug,
No.
you probably don't want to go there. I wouldn't say you are super popular there. So your best bet is going to be looking at the facilitation of rapid movement.
True.
So if he knows like somebody that, or if he even knows locations of teleportation circles, that'd be good.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you want to reach out or have Vizirin reach out and arrange a meeting with Jarlaxle or relay the message that you are essentially requesting help for teleportation in order to travel rapidly around the Underdark to make things faster.
Doesn't have to be Vizier that has to send it. Like if somebody in our army can cast the sending spell, basically, we can get them to do it.
Noted. Okay.
Because I don't
Is it-
know the relationship between Vizier and Jarlaxle, but I'm assuming it's tense. But I don't know.
Okay, so approaching Vizier, no one in your party can send that type of spell message to Jarlax, so they're just not going to have the ability to reach out across that distance to that type of person. He tends to block himself from being located for
Fair.
obvious reasons. Vizirin himself can facilitate some rapid movement. He actually had a number of magic items he was going to offer to aid you. Pawafwi's scrolls of protection from demons, things of that nature. Nothing tremendously valuable, but if you wish, he is willing to provide you with the ability to travel rapidly.
In what form?
Perfect.
Windwalk.
Cool.
Oh.
He extremely discourages any effort at teleportation. Even a mage of his level goes beyond and above and beyond in an attempt to avoid teleportation in the Underdark.
Okay, so that's only a party of 10 of us that can do that, but that's still better than nothing.
He can give you a number of Windwalk scrolls that he has to facilitate. You will have to be the ones to cast it and travel accordingly.
Which Nyx could do, right?
Yeah, Nick should be able to do it.
Let me look.
Oh no, actually, I can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can
Windwalk
cast
is
Windwalk.
a druid-only spell.
Okay.
I just can't cast it because it's level 6 and I only have level 5.
Well, that is not exactly true.
Well, no, I can
So-
cast like the scroll, but I can't cast it myself.
Correct. So
Right.
how it works is, if you are attempting to cast a spell of higher level, you must make a Arcana check. Do you have Arcana or any intelligence? What's your Arcana bonus? How about that?
Probably a +1. Yep, +1.
Ooh.
So not much.
So you can attempt to cast it. Read
Yep.
it and cast it. The DC is for Windwalk 16.
Oh.
Using Bardic Inspiration, Guidance, Bless, and because it's an Arcana check, if someone has Arcana, you will be able to
Assist.
get advantage from that.
Cool.
But he can give you 6 scrolls. Now, it is worth noting, and he makes it very clear that this is an incredibly expensive and valuable gift. Assistance. This isn't something that is easily found, and it's certainly not something that most would have. These scrolls can be sold for essentially chests of gold each.
hmm Understood. One more level and I can cast a spell.
Still a good idea, anyways, and we
Mhm.
want to use them somewhat sparingly.
Well, how many things do we need? 7?
So theoretically,
8,
how far can
5,
we fly in a
7.
day with this?
I don't know. I can find out for you.
300 feet.
Let's see. Windwalk. I've read it before, but
Yeah.
it's been a while.
So
So
it's like
Windwalk, let's see. 8 hours
300 feet per second or per 6
at a
seconds.
flying speed of 300 feet per second. So essentially, what you'd be looking at is
That's a fuck ton of feet.
a lot, is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. I'll get you the exact distance you can travel if you guys want to make some general plans. Give me a couple seconds.
Yeah, so that's basically 3,000 feet a minute times 60. Oops. Times 8. Oh my god. That's an ungodly amount. It's 1,440,000 feet in a day,
So,
in 8 hours.
No.
So that's like enough. Sorry, that's like enough where like we could send our forces towards the beholder, but then we could go to the nest,
Yep.
scoop shit real quick,
fuck it and go to the
and get back. But that'd be 2 uses.
That'd
I
be
guess.
two uses.
I guess if the army moves towards the beholder, we move without using the wind walk towards the nest. We'll be
Yeah.
faster than 1 because we're a smaller force, but 2, like my Gloomstalker ability, we can move faster while stealthy like that.
hmm
And then once we get the egg and go to leave, we use the Windwalker to blast
Go to-
off. The only
Yeah,
trick
go to-
then is trying to find the army on the way.
Well, we can tell them to go to a set location and start setting up an outpost. Like, not go right to the beholder's door, because Spirit has gripes about that, because might tip
No, it
them
makes
off.
sense. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, set up an outpost like close by, and we'll just determine the location on the map so that we know where we're going.
Okay, so I did some quick calculations because it is different in the Underdark. Traveling, for example, if you're just traveling on a road on the surface, you can do 24 miles at a normal pace in 8 hours at 30 feet, regular speed of 30 feet per round walking. Windwalk multiplies that by a multiple of 10. That's what Windwalk does. 30 feet per round turns into 300 feet per round. So, given the numbers and sparing you the math, you can travel 60 miles per use of the spell. And it does take 8 hours. So, for 8 hours, you're essentially blasting through the areas of the Underdark as a gust of wind. And I can tell you how far that can get you. But if you're doing 6 miles a day, you're essentially doing a 10-day worth of travel. So yeah, you can essentially use it to travel to or near the nursery, and then in a day,
Yep.
and then walk the last couple days, and then travel in and around. Now, do bear in mind, in some places, this is not going to be super useful. For example, the labyrinth. Because you don't know exactly where you're going, and you don't know how to get there. The labyrinth is very confusing.
And the beholder was outside of the labyrinth, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so I think Agile Smoke's plan would work pretty well then. We send them close to the beholder, or relatively, anyways. Then yeah, we go to the Worm Writhing's nursery, get all stealthy, so because we don't want to bring our army in there anyways. And then yeah, meet them over close to the beholder, then go talk to the beholder.
All right.
Get your family first. Secure your family first,
Let's
and
say,
then turn
Conspiracies-
around and attack the fucking beholder. But we can try to be a little bit stealthy about that too. Like,
Yeah, that would be appreciated because I just don't want to, like I said, I just don't want to tip the beholder off to any plans that, hey, we're basically planning to stab this thing in the back.
or if
Whatever
the
concept.
beholder knows where
Yeah.
any other beholder, any beholder rivals that he has in the area.
Yeah, we could even ask about that. Yeah.
We'll ask about that slightly. We're not going to tell them what we need.
Yeah.
If
Be like,
you're
how
willing
else
to
can we serve you, oh Lord Beholder? Could we slay any of your enemies, like perhaps another beholder?
Yeah.
So, what is your plan? Are you going to accept these 6 scrolls? And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Well,
who are you
is there a
taking with you?
price? Is Jarlaxle going to give it to us for free?
Yeah, it's not Jarlax.
He
Oh, I
can't.
thought it was him.
No, it's,
He can't contact Jarlaxle. He was the only one you thought could when you reached out to
Oh.
Vizier. Jarlaxle is essentially impossible to track. He has a series of magical dweomers around him that prevent mental intrusion, divination. So if you cast sending, it just would fail.
fair. But we
He
can
knows-
still get the army to send a message to Countelgrim and warn them.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Definitely
It's a
get
good
that.
plan, but Jarlaxle is exactly who he is for that reason, explicitly.
That's fair. Well, we can just go with what we got then.
So who are
Alright.
you taking? You have
So we got-
6 party members if you count the Shield Guardian.
Okay. So you want to take your followers? So we got 2 followers. I can't remember if Dronga has a follower.
I haven't decided if I wanted one, so for right now, no.
Fair. So that's 8 if we include your 2 followers. I don't think Nick's had any followers.
Now you don't have to take 10; it's up to 10.
Yep. No, I'm just trying to think of. And then
My
if we wanted
my follower's staying with the army.
oh, okay then.
For a self-sufficient, we don't want him.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
These could
Alright,
probably
then.
come along, if only just kind of serve as additional healing in the back wings. But
Yeah, stay away from
Yeah.
fighting. Fair. So that's 7, and then if there's anybody else that we want to take. I don't really see a point in taking anybody from the army.
You can just save those slots for future use if you come across someone you want to adopt.
Yep.
Okay, so where are you sending the army? And that's the last question I have before you can set out.
Do you want to do like 2 days away from the beholder's hold, or farther from that? Farther than that.
2 days should be enough, I would think.
2 days?
Yeah.
Okay. It's basically anywhere like 2 days within, and we'll kind of set up the point. I'm not sure exactly where that would be. Like, I don't know, like if that's like 2 days away, or my
That
thing's
seems
way too
good
big.
for me. That works. How's
Yep.
that?
Nice, yeah.
Vicinity of. Let me move that back over there. I was just adjusting it. Okay, so you're sending your army out, and
And then
you
we'll meet them
are
there.
traveling with the intention. I'll figure out how long it'll take the army to get there. It'll not take me a super long time. But you are going to travel towards the purple worm nest, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there anything anyone wants to do, needs to do on their character prior to setting out? I don't see
I'm
any
good.
injuries. So I'm not gonna need to apply a long rest.
Might want to apply a long rest to me anyways, just because I cast a couple spells.
Done.
Thank you.
All right. So if no one has anything they need, then what I will need from you is an Arcana check. As I said, I typically
Oh, we're not
don't.
gonna. Sorry, we're traveling by foot to the purple worm nest first.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Later
then we're gonna use
scrolls,
wind walk.
walk.
We're gonna use wind walk from there to catch up to the army quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, setting out, traveling, as you guys are, you obviously are smaller forces. You are 6 combatants, essentially. You're a little more intimidating than the average passenger, or passerby, anyways. Not to mention the standard ambushers probably aren't faring too well. With
And we
demons
are
and
moving
Underdark.
stealthily the whole time too.
That was my
Yep.
next question. Are you moving slow, normal, or fast?
So we're moving stealthily at a normal pace.
Okay, so
Gloomstalker.
Oh shit, that's right. That applies to the whole party?
Yep.
Dope.
5 hours of the day, Roland's gonna turn into an earth elemental, and have only his head sticking out of the ground as he travels. And it's gonna
So,
look like Roland's head, just made out of stone.
just made out of stone. So you travel for the first 3 days without any issues, no encounters, numerous tunnels. Obviously, in the worm writhings, all the tunnels are perfectly circular. I could show you that picture again. It's a cool picture, but I won't bombard you with any more pictures. On the 4th day, you do pass through an area that does have some evidence of a drow hunting party. There is no drow hunting party, but there's evidence that one passed through in the last 5 days. You guys have enough experience with drow, you can identify those type of things. But other than that, it appears that there was a small camp here of drow. But other than that, there's no signs of drow. The
When we
4th
say
day,
small camp, how many are we talking?
you're talking probably 5 to 15.
Yeah.
I apologize for the 4th day again. The 5th day is, again, you don't find anything of note. The 6th day, you guys are finding yourself essentially traveling down a straight pathway, and you actually find something of interest in your travels. Most of the time, your travelings have been uneventful because, one, you're traveling stealthily, you're not attracting any attention, and you have an earth elemental with you. My question about the earth elemental is, does it have tremor sense, and if so, what's the distance? Do you
It does, and I believe. Oops,
I can
just
pull it up
accidentally
if you
turned
don't.
into it, but yeah, hold on. Tremor sense 60 feet.
Okay, I put it on your turn. So as you guys are traveling into your 6th day, you're about halfway to the nursery, the lair, the nest, and you guys start to pick up, starting off right away, the first thing you pick up is a very strong stench. And it's picked up first, obviously, by Agile Smoke. Roland, though you are Rocky, you're the second one who picks it up. There's a pretty strong stench coming from ahead. As you guys move a little bit closer, the rest start to pick it up. And before too long, you guys start to pick up a cacophony of hissing voices, growls, things of that nature. And you can see the tunnel widens out about 300 feet ahead of you. You can backtrack or move forward, but backtracking would probably add 2 days to your travel.
Well, we should at least go. I can go see and see exactly what it is.
I can burrow underground and also follow if you'd like some backup.
No, we should definitely stay together. So we'll all go.
No, but we scout, and then
See
come
what,
back and
yep, see what it is, and then
Drongo,
maybe
you're very
get
welcome.
through.
Sorry.
Hey,
Okay. So, as you guys continue forward, you find yourselves here,
Stealthily, mind you.
stealthily, mind you.
I will be underground, but I also will try to be stealthy underground.
I don't
Don't know
I
how
will
exactly
just
that
need
works, but
someone to move Nyx. She is apparently unconscious for some reason. Let me see if I can fix that. Prone and unconscious. I thought that stuff would come off with a long rest, but I have a solution for that. Let's see if initiative effects, delete effects, clear all expiring effects. There we go. So I'll approve that before I will remove the lock because it shouldn't have been on. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up because you can see it. See through this. Give me a second. So that is your. Let me see what you can see there, Agile. That's about the max range you have. So this tunnel sharply plunges downward into this vast cavern. It's got occasional dim light here and there, but not enough to actually activate any type of non-dark vision. The entire cavern is lit up enough. Let me do this for you. Ambient light. You knock down the ambient strength a little bit. Let me. All right. That should be a little better in terms of sight. Can you see that creek running through the middle?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what I was going for. So I'm gonna remove this obstruction as well, and I'm gonna do this. All right. So what you see is a stream bisecting the massive cavern. There are tall reptilian humanoids standing on either side of the stream. On either side of the stream, you have a small force of them. I would like to make this a little brighter, just so you guys can see a little more.
Whoa.
There we go. Can you see them all now?
Yep.
There we go. That's what I wanted. So the tall reptilian humanoids are standing on either side. They are facing each other, waving makeshift weapons and hissing and howling in the language of Draconic. Does anyone speak the language of Draconic?
Hmm.
I'm checking Adrian Nix now.
I
Moreau
don't
could,
believe
but
I do.
Moreau could, but he's not with this party anymore. So
Who?
I said Moreau.
Ah, gotcha.
Valcor too, but they're not with this
Yep.
party. So
Nope. Wrong party.
So Adrian Nix
Cobalt
does speak it.
On Adrian.
Okay, okay.
So the group of creatures closest to you, that being, me, to be more specific, this, you have a couple groups. So the group here is on a rise. I've removed the obstruction, but they're on a rise and they have javelins. So it's essentially an archery battalion. The group of creatures closest to you on your side of the stream has a captive lashed between two stalagmites atop that low rise where those arches are. So they have a captive. He's, or she's, that's a reptile, is lashed between these two stalagmites. The floor is about 20 feet below you, and then down this steep but navigatable tunnel, whose walls have rubble. The creatures are preoccupied with their own squabbles, but Agile Smoke and Roland, both of you notice that one of the creatures is actually holding a non-makeshift weapon. So a lot of them are carrying kind of junky weapons, as you would expect. They're carrying claws or as their primary weapon, with makeshift javelins crafted out of bone, maybe some axes, things like that. And because of that, there's one creature that stands out as having a markedly different weapon. I got a lot of creatures here, so I want to make sure. And it is this creature here.
Slack? Oh.
It is holding a actual forged sword. From this distance of a couple 100 feet, you can't make out any details other than it's the only creature holding a forged weapon, and it is holding the forged weapon, waving it around, markedly, intentionally using it in its threats as well as its speeches to its troops.
That is strange, no?
Indeed. Do you think that weapon is important in any way?
Could be, yeah.
Should we get closer and take a look, or?
Oh yes, we definitely could. I think we could absolutely sneak by all of this. I think we could try and
Yeah, maybe with spirits help with pass without a trace.
Yep,
oh yes.
I get
I
with
also
that.
could cast it, but I'm in elemental form. Actually, that'd be a good question. Can I cat? No, I probably wouldn't be able to. Never mind. Don't look that up. Because I can speak when I'm an elemental.
I assumed we were speaking through my telepathic power, but
Yep. Well, yeah, no, we were to remain silent. I'm just saying that like the earth elemental is capable of speech, so I'm just kind of. Go ahead.
Doesn't it sound like a whole bunch of rocks rolling around in your mouth?
Probably, yeah. Just like gargling, fucking just gravel keeps falling out as I'm talking.
let's well, I guess first of all, does anybody have an issue with going in?
No.
I do not know not to sneak by.
It looks like they're about to get into a fight, perhaps.
Could be, or where's the person stuck between two? Is it the one that's named there on its own? Stuck between two stalagmites. Yep.
Yes, the named one. I can't pronounce that. Hort. I guess it would be.
Oops.
That one right there is tied between some.
Oh, okay.
Stalagmites.
Yep. Gotcha. And then the other two forces across the stream are basically yelling at each other, and the one guy's holding a sword.
Correct.
Okay, cool. Well, I don't like that one guy's tied up, but we kind of have bigger issues, more pressing issues. Well, let's try to. Which way do you think you should go? To the left or the right?
I think to the left, right behind that group, with the prisoner, and then the only trick will be getting across the water or past the water.
Well, I can go underneath it, but
Right. But the rest of us,
So
actually,
the
we have one major
the
issue with our sneaky plan.
the
Mhm.
interactions between these two forces are escalating quickly. You estimate that if you don't get involved or somebody doesn't get involved in the near future, they'll probably come to blows in the next minute to 2 minutes.
we could wait for that if you wanted.
Troglodyte-
Distraction.
Troglodytes like these general alignment. Like, would any of us know that?
Their general knowledge of troglodytes, you're looking at chaos, tribalism, and evil, but not so much intentionally seeking to cause. I mean, they're evil creatures, and they're chaotic, but it's more along the lines of barbarism as opposed to intentional causing of harm. They'll
So, like,
kill a village and eat them, but not without intent to eat, I guess.
so but like the idea of us attempting to intervene and help negotiate a settlement between these two tribes, ridiculous.
I won't venture to suggest whether you could or couldn't. I'll leave it up to you to decide.
Plus,
Your
Nyx is
general
the only
knowledge
one
of
that
them
can.
is they're tribal. That being said, they're also using bone clubs.
I think
Eh.
either we try and negotiate or we try and sneak by to the left, and if they catch us because of the giant shield guardian following us, then we fight our way through while they're fighting. But we start sneaking at the start of their fight then.
Agreed.
Okay. So, as anticipated, you guys are minding your business, watching them, and they go straight to battle. They end up launching themselves at each other. The troglodyte tied between the stalagmites is killed almost immediately, and they go to war. So, you go
Oh.
ahead. What's that?
Could Nyx kind of translate? She was the only one that could understand them, right? So could she kind of like generally give us an idea of what they were kind of saying?
Yes, not specifics,
Yeah.
because it's a good distance. The general understanding you have is the troops or soldiers or force on the closest side of you are is a warband that raided and killed a drow or number of drow, dark elf, some type of drow. The other side is a chieftain of the tribe. So the warband leader killed the drow and surrendered the magic sword to, or voluntarily surrendered, she can't tell, or it was taken from him. But in one way or another, the chieftain of the tribe ended up with the sword. And now the warband leader is demanding the sword be given to him or her as the one who killed the creature who previously had it. The chieftain essentially claiming all loot of the tribe as their own. Insert disagreement, tribalism, taking of sides, challenge of authority over a sword.
Fair. Okay.
The
Yeah. No.
The only
Sorry,
thing
Ryan.
other is I left that out. The hostage that was just killed was the mate of the chieftain.
Ah, so we did have a hostage situation, like I thought. Just okay.
So they go to war. It actually doesn't take long before, though you may not be able to see them. They are a number of cavalry on giant lizards that come down this way.
Oh,
And essentially, the way the battle unfolds as you guys are starting to move across, let me move him around here. So the Warband Attacks, as they make their way up and around, they are essentially hit in the front by cavalry and then attacked from above by the leader. What I need from you is a group stealth check. A group stealth check I can roll, or you can roll. Let's have you roll it. So, if you're using Pass Without Trace, I need to know that.
Yes, I'll cast that just for the extra +10 bonus.
Okay, so everybody go ahead and roll your stealth check.
oh my. Oh my.
Plus 10.
Yeah, no, you're good. You got a
Shield.
33 and a 34.
Hey, 24.
7. Another 17.
Uh,
Oh, that average. So like
yeah.
And last but not least,
1. 32. Yeah.
so
We're going
group
over.
checks. Here's how a group check works. Group check works if half or more of the party passes the DC, it's considered a success.
Whoa.
Since you decided to wait until the battle had begun, the DC was 10.
Nice.
Womp womp.
So your intention is to essentially bypass and go on about your business out the tunnel on the other end?
Yep.
Okay.
There might be a small mini mission.
You're gonna go get that sword.
I was thinking about it.
I would if I wasn't rolling.
There's a lot of troglodytes. You're
There's a
not
lot
going
of
to be able.
troglodytes.
I'm not
It would
telling you you
get
can't handle it. I'm just telling you you're not going to probably be able to get in there and take that sword without a battle. I don't.
Yeah, it would very much be like probably at some point of us crossing the water, but being near to the wielder of the blade. If I noticed he were to fall in the fight, like he's dead and they're fighting around his body, I might try and sneak into the fray to get the sword. But
Tabaxi speed.
yes.
Okay. So for those of you who are sneaking through and not trying to pilfer swords that are instigating a war, you guys easily sneak through. You probably, well, I'm not going to say probably, you may not have succeeded if you didn't have magical aid. But you did have magical aid. So for that reason, you had no major issues sneaking through. The sword was not dropped, unfortunately for a certain opportunistic tabaxi. The battle is not very long lasting as you guys make your way through. The battle doesn't last too long because the warband, even though they were essentially hit by a cavalry charge, the warband leader kills the chieftain and takes the sword from his body. And as you guys are exiting, the entire tribe is essentially rallying around their new tribal chieftain. If you had to guesstimate, you're looking at probably, let's see, all foes, 50% casualties. There's going to be some lag. I'm deleting all creatures. So they took about 50% casualties, and they have a new tribal chieftain who now has a weapon of their own.
Just some thoughts here, but thoughts
Mhm.
obviously up for democratic debate. Do we want that sword?
Why?
It's no concern of mine, but
I mean, it's like as we got closer, do we pick up any like for example in the battle at one point did something about the sword be shown to us? Like, did they shoot lightning bolts out of it or some shit, or like?
No, it didn't. It's not a flaming Avenger sword. It's pretty clear that it's
Random ass
probably
fucking.
a magical sword. It's probably not a tremendously powerful Orcus sword artifact of the Nine Hells, but it's probably a Drow's crafted longsword or short sword. You can't quite tell. Presuming it was carried by a Drow, probably a +1, +2, something like that. Definitely
Right.
not like a holy Avenger or anything.
So like cool and magical, but nothing like that would be extremely beneficial to any of us.
Not to
Hard to
you.
say.
It could I mean, everything's everything's a matter of reach, or I can't think of a word. Everything's a matter of
Perspective.
perspective. That's the word I was going for. So not super useful to you, but could cause a civil war in a or a troglodyte tribe.
I'm just saying, like we could go back and wipe them out. Possibly, there's far less than there was moments ago.
I think
We could
maybe we
wait.
have bigger fish to
Oh
fry.
yes. We could wait a little while, and I could just probably sneak in while they're sleeping and take it. Or we can just thoughts.
Look, I'm all for magical weapons, but I don't think we need to potentially get into another fight when we're already trying to steal a feckin' worm egg.
Yeah,
I
I do
agree.
think so. Fighting is off the table. Yes,
Yes.
Spirit.
Yeah, I
Pains
that's-
me to say that. You know that, right?
Yes, I. Okay, I feel like I could legitimately sneak in, take sword, and leave, and they would not know until they realize no sword. But we'd
I'm
have to
not
wait
gonna-
till they sleep.
I'm not going to tell you what to do if you want to sneak off and do your own thing.
Well, we'd have to wait at least some time for them to go to sleep.
You can catch up with us. We can't move as fast without you.
I see. I do not know if I should do this or not. I honestly like. What do you all think?
No.
I think that's
think
How
it's
about
worth it.
how about we just pass? And if the opportunity arrives and we have more time, our way back, maybe. But for now, I think we just keep going.
So Dranga is afraid we won't do. Okay.
Whoa! Whoa! I never said that. Don't you dare put fucking words in my mouth.
Whoa.
I'm not a coward.
No, not coward. No. You are afraid for me.
Well, yes and no. I mean,
Okay.
I'm afraid of missing out on a great fight.
Spirit, what you think?
I
Let's vote on it. Let's
Okay.
vote on it.
First off, I'm not scared and I'm not a coward, but we do have
Yes.
more pressing issues in front of us. I would suggest maybe going with withdrawing on that here. That yeah, we should probably focus on our actual mission first instead of just a mere weapon. There will be other swords in the future. In fact, if you really want a magic sword, I can give you my short sword.
Oh, I don't even want it. No, I just steal it.
Since when did you become a Can thief?
I think it's like a magical hangover from that one time that I got possessed and had to steal things.
Like, I'm not. Forget it. But I will say this:
Let's keep going. Let's
if
go.
we've got time on the way back, I wouldn't mind fighting Glodite. But I'm worried about the worm, so mind is laser focused. That.
Okay.
And so we continue.
And so we continue. Well, give me just a second if you don't mind. I am about to sneeze.
Bless you.
That sword was probably Nightbringer, Dawnbringer's evil twin. Missed opportunity.
I mean, we could check into it. I mean, on our way back, it's
If it makes you feel better, it was a +2 Drowcraft longsword. And those were not going to be tremendously challenging. You probably could have wiped him out with not a lot of your resources, but then becomes the questionable. It does become questionable when you're reaching higher levels how you use your abilities.
Yes. Like slaughtering people.
Yep. Tribal beings just for the sake of getting a sword.
It does have an effect, when you are, we're just gonna murder all this entire tribe, and then you deal with all the other stuff of what else is in there? Is there are the children there? How long will they survive after you wipe out all of their forces? Because most of the time, tribes also have non-company. If you don't see them, don't mean they don't exist.
Which now makes me think we should have stole the sword so we could have restored balance.
I mean, I feel like they established balance pretty well.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Oh, it's not
true.
balance. Cut off the other weight.
No, they
I mean-
fought honorably, and winners came out on top, which is
Remember-
why I'm okay leaving them behind.
War does not determine who is right. It determines who is left. And apparently it wasn't the former chieftain. That being said, moving
Or's
forward. What's that?
I said, or is made.
There you go.
Yep.
So traveling through, you guys are essentially traveling through the hunting area of the troglodytes. You don't see anything of any major concern. You do travel through an area that has a couple dead troglodytes, half eaten. Looks like they were stung by a purple worm that came through probably 5 to 6 days ago. But you travel the next few days without issue. The worm writhings seem to be peaceful in this area. You encountered, again, some things, but you guys are stealthing. So essentially that makes it very hard to ambush you. You do pass the occasional small group of creatures, a grick nest, for example. A nest of essential gricks that are hunting in the area. They don't notice you. They don't attack you, presuming, unless you guys state otherwise. You're looking to stop and clear out every vermin infestation you come across.
No.
So you do see occasional things like that. That, if you were level 3, would be an encounter. But you bypass it. It doesn't notice you. If it did, it might not attack you. You guys estimate you're probably about 1 day out from the nest when you guys come across the remnants of a rock slide, and it seems to have opened up a small vaulted cavern in the passageway, the worm passageway, apart from the occasional glowing insect here and there that you've become accustomed to along the walls, the cavern is pitch black. And as you guys are kind of moving along, you're just kind of starting out your day. You're expecting to get there in the first day, or by the end of the day, the nursery are near enough. And as you are kind of starting out your day, 20 minutes, a loud, booming voice calls out in Undercommon. I'm going to assume everyone either speaks Undercommon, has
Yeah.
learned Undercommon, or can have it translated. But the voice says to you from ahead,
Suffering gets so horrible you cannot imagine.
Yeah,
I did not
sorry,
hear that
Tony,
at
I couldn't
all.
really hear that. Yeah.
it says, turn back or suffer a death so horrible you cannot imagine. You have been warned.
What was that?
Not good. So first of all, purple worm cannot do that, right?
I
Not
don't
that.
believe so.
What was that question?
Purple worms can't do that.
Purple worms don't speak.
Yeah.
Purple worms are that smart.
Shit.
It's probably somebody protecting the nest, I would wager.
Or do we think it might be Zuktmoy?
Not in this area, no. Oh,
No. Well, it could be, but
Should I be whispering that?
doesn't.
I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Well, we press forwards, right?
Yep, we have a mission.
Well, we have
You
to.
can't
Yeah.
backtrack.
We just can't go. Wait, do we see the nursery? Sorry, I missed. I might have missed
You're
that.
expecting to encounter the nursery today sometime.
Hmm.
But this is the path to it. So if you push forward against the kindly advice of the unknown voice in the darkness, you will probably reach it in the next hour, maybe less. Going back, take longer. Obviously, you'd have to backtrack.
How much longer are we talking?
Yeah.
Like a day?
About
Or
20
like-
miles. 20 miles at 6 miles a day.
Nope. Press forward.
Yeah. No. Fuck it.
And we were being stealthy, right? So this thing, even though we're being stealthy, it still was able to pick up on us.
Yes.
Could be bluffing.
Well, I think unless we set off a trap or something, get into battle ready formation and proceed.
I can take the lead.
I'll follow behind. Like roll in.
Guess I'll bring up the rear as per usual.
Mm-hmm. Put the squishies in the middle.
I'd try and get on a flank if possible.
Mm.
Sorry about that. Trying to blow my nose.
No
Got the
worries.
mic muted to save you the headache.
Appreciate that.
So as you start to move forward, the voice calls out again.
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I think something's up with the voice
Fine.
emulator thing.
No biggie. It's the voice calls out, "Fools, flee now. This is your final warning."
Oh, well, you said that we were warned the last time, so I don't think I'm going to take that very seriously. Thanks.
Give me a perception check,
Who, me?
everybody.
Perception? Cool.
Aw,
Bear in
man.
mind you cannot get lower on a perception check than your passive perception. So
Yeah,
if you have a
alright.
15 passive and you roll a 5, it's still a
my
15.
my passive's 19,
Yeah.
13!
but I got
Hooray!
23.
It's not a 5 with a 91.
Woohoo! That barbarian wisdom that you got going on.
Yeah, that's it.
So as you guys are close enough, what you see is a drow female using her Pawafwi cloak to cover herself and hide among the rocks is the source of the spell enhanced voice.
Who sees that? Everyone or just
Everyone except you, but they point it out to you and then you see it.
I'm throwing a soul knife at it.
I'll pull out my axe.
I'll just say, can we just talk and just let us through?
Well,
Spirit just
we're gonna go
turns.
ahead and we're gonna go ahead and end here before knives get thrown, and you guys can decide how you handle the hiding drow. And that will be the end of tonight's game. We will tackle the Purple Worm Nursery next game. Stand by with the Facebook chat on whether or not we will actually have a game. I am chaperoning a field trip Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I'm guessing there's an 85% chance we will have a game, but that's just on the assumption that how late are they going to have kids getting back from a field trip?
Huh?
Yeah.
My assumption is it'll be before the end of the school day on Wednesday, which will give me numerous hours. So shouldn't be a huge deal, but in the event of it being not my expectation and they're holding us there till like 10 o'clock at night, we won't have a game. But my presumption, I'll let you know for sure because I'll have my phone the whole time. It's not like it's like a public park, cabins and all that, fifth graders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So with that, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good
Sounds
night.
good.
Alrighty, guys.
All right. Later.
Night.
See everyone.
Bye.
Bye.